Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Today's topic is salicylic acid properties. So, all this week I have been focusing on salicylic acid. Hey Lizzie and Hurt37, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I'm focusing on salicylic acid this week and the benefits of it and why it is important for clearing up acne. Hey, Rosalind Spa Pamper House, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Good to see you. Get some water. Hey. So, that's what we're talking about, salicylic acid. Yesterday, I went into why I put the salicylic acid into the pads. And then today, I'm going to talk about some properties of salicylic acid. And it's going to, the benefit of it is going to give you a better idea on how you can use it in your skin routine. Whether you're using the pads, any other products that I have, that's salicylic, or if you are going and looking at other products and seeing if salicylic acid is right for you. So I have 3 things that I want to share with you on that ingredient. And then, tomorrow I will talk about ways to remember those 3 properties of salicylic acid. So I'm going to go into announcements, and then I'm going to go into the show intro, and then we'll get into content. So the announcements for today is that if you are an esthetician, cosmetologist, there is a great instructor. She instructs all over the United States, and she teaches vajacials, and it's really great service that has become very popular in the last few years. It's basically a facial for the vagina area after a Brazilian. And her Instagram is at Dr. Lashes Aesthetics. So if you are an esthetician or cosmetologist, she's a great resource on Instagram. And then also, if you are interested in getting those services or just learning more about it, she does post a lot about information on it. So it's always good to see somebody who is very informative in their craft and what they do. And I feel like if you watch my stuff and feel like you like how I teach and stuff like that, she is another person that is really good and informs for free on her platform. Hey XO Bing, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. So that's the first announcement. The second announcement is if you use the code SALI, S-A-L-I, to get the blemish control treatment from SkinScript on my website at 3bwaxing.com, 3bwaxing.com, then you will get 10% off. The blemish spot treatment, it has salicylic acid, and I put it on sale last March. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Jalicia. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I hope I said that right. I put it on sale last March, and I want to do it this time again because we're talking about salicylic acid, and it's a good spot treat. So if you are looking to spot treat when you have breakouts, if you are someone who gets breakouts around your menstrual and you just need to spot treat it, I was spot treating with it for my chin because sometimes my chin, when I don't want to do the pads, I'll double up and do the pads and the blemish spot treat. And then a lot of times it's good for if you have a blemish with an ingrown in there, like a hair, if you use it 2-3 times consistently, that hair will come out. I'm using the pads and that on top. It will be really quick. The pads make it quick, and the blemish treatment makes it quick by themselves, but if you can combine them, then you're doing it fast. For those of you who need to look a certain way for certain events. So those are the announcements. Again, the code is SALI, and then I'm going to get into content. So I'm going to do the intro for those of you who are new. Hey, Aisha Hall, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I'm going to do the intro. I intro who I am, what I do, all that good stuff, what this is all about. So if you're new to 3B Waxing and you're like, what is this all about? It's a lot of good information, but I'm not even sure what's all offered. That's what I explained in the intro. So welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. And so you remember, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I am Becca, a pro waxer, skin therapist, and licensed esthetician since 2010. I help people remove unwanted hair, acne, discoloration, and ingrowns through full body waxing with hard wax, chemical peels, facials, and products. Did a chemical peel today. I also have my own product line, which is the exfoliating pads, the acne ingrown pads, which we're focusing a lot on them this month. And today, because we're talking about salicylic acid, but I have these, and then I also have the fruit enzyme pads. I don't have one to show with me here, but they are chemical exfoliants. Chemical exfoliants are great for sensitive skin. You may think, oh, chemical, tough, hard. No, it's actually really good for, it's gentle on sensitive skin because it's not as abrasive as some physical exfoliants. So, excuse me, sorry. I have those pads. I also help estheticians start their own product line. I've helped a lot of estheticians start their own product line, start their own salon suite, attract clients, and improve their waxing technique. I go live Wednesday through Friday giving free information at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I have 3 email lists that get a lot of information. Like, there's a lot of email lists out there, but there's 3 main ones that you may be interested in. So there is the Wax Lounge. If you're interested in waxing information, join the Wax Lounge email list, and I send, like, in January, I send an email every single day about waxing tips and information. So I send a lot of waxing information there. And any specials I have on when I'm in the salon waxing or teaching you how to wax. Hey Nicole, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I saw your studio. I was creeping on your studio yesterday. It looks beautiful. So yeah, that's the Wax Lounge. The lab is the other email list that if you're interested in skincare information, skincare ingredients like we're talking about this month. So thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, it's beautiful. So the lab, if you're interested in ingredients like what we're talking about, then join the lab. And then if you are an esthetician, cosmetologist, I'm talking to Nicole, massage therapist, anyone who's professional, you can join the salon tea. And I give you the tea on things I've learned running a salon and running a business. So that is the intro. And then we're going to get into salicylic acid. So I did put a little notes on here because I want to stay on track. But salicylic acid, and you see it a lot like this, or you'll see like salicylic acid. Like on my pads, it says, it doesn't even have the 2%, but salicylic acid treatment. When you see that, you're going to know that it's a beta hydroxy acid. A beta hydroxy acid is a form of an exfoliant. So you really can interchange beta hydroxy acid with salicylic acid. And, when you talk to your esthetician and understand your skin, you decide what's best to use BHAs more or AHAs more, which is the alpha hydroxy acid. But salicylic is a beta hydroxy acid. And what it does is it is known for improving the texture of your skin. So not only is it good for, salicylic is good for acne, because it's a BHA, it is good for improving the texture. So if you have acne scars, then you want to look towards salicylic or BHA exfoliants to improve that texture. Or if you have like the pitted skin, to start smoothing that out. Like there's more that goes into smoothing that out, but one of the ways to like start looking into that is BHAs or salicylic acid. So that is what it is. So here are the 3 things that I want you to know about salicylic acid, because you know that it's good for acne, but there are some things that I think that are important. And let me just see. I want to make sure I stay on topic. So the first one is let me get some water. The first one is that it works inside of the pore. So this is why it is really good with acne and preventing it, is because it is going inside the pore and dissolving oil and debris and bacteria. It's going in the pore and doing that. So there's open comedones and closed comedones, and everything starts out as an open comedone or a blackhead and then goes into a closed comedone, like every acne. So the great thing about salicylic is that it can get it before it's showing, because it's working before it's actually showing up on your skin. That's why if you do have acne and you've got it under control, you do want to keep up your routine of working inside the pore using your salicylic acid. So if you're using the pads and you've brought down your acne, you may not have to use them as often, but you do want to continue using them. Another thing with salicylic acid, it's not part of the 3, but something that's important is that if you're using it, whether you're using the spot treat or the pads, you want to wear SPF 30 plus. And that is because the exfoliation can make you sensitive to the sun. And if you're exfoliating with a chemical exfoliant, it's very strong. If you're exfoliating in general, you should be wearing SPF. But if you're doing a chemical exfoliant, it's a lot stronger. And you can cause more damage if you go out in the sun and you're not protecting your skin and you're doing the chemical exfoliant. So I've personally done that. I've seen clients do it, but you do not want to go out in the sun, because you're gonna have to go and reverse a lot of that damage. Hey, CBD Detox with Kimmy, welcome to the Debbie Waxing Show. Good to see you. I'm talking about salicylic acid. So I'm giving three things I wanted to share about salicylic acid, because we're talking about it all this week on the show. And then tomorrow I will talk about how to remember those 3 things. So the first one was it works inside the pore. And then I just put a side note, like, wear sunscreen. The second thing that I want you to know about salicylic acid, welcome to the Debbie Waxing Show. I am Keish. Welcome to the Debbie Waxing Show, Boss Lady T. Welcome to the Debbie Waxing Show, Takesha. Welcome, welcome. I'm talking about salicylic acid, why it's good for acne. The first one I just went over, and I'm going over the second one, is salicylic acid, whenever you see it in products, is, yes, great for acne, but you also need to remember that it is considered a drug to the FDA. Reason I highlight this, because it is strong. Like, yeah, you can get it over the counter, but you have to remember these are strong products, strong ingredient, or this is a strong ingredient. So like the pads are a strong product, has that ingredient. The reason I specifically like to tell my clients about this is because, so when I came out with the pads, the first pads, I always had salicylic, glycolic, and lactic in them. And then I switched over to a different type of pad, like a different formula, but I had to make the label. And when I was doing the research for FDA, I found that if you have certain ingredients like benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid, you have to categorize it as a drug instead of a cosmetic. So there are things like, not to get too much into the FDA requirements, I've done this when I'm teaching estheticians on having their own product line because it's important, and I like to show estheticians how to look up on the FDA what you need to be looking for in labels or labeling yourself. But it is required that it's considered a drug. There's some things that are just cosmetics, like if it's soap or something, but then there's some things that alter the skin or treat the skin, which salicylic treats the skin, it treats acne. And because it treats something, you have to classify that as a drug in America under the FDA rules. Hey May and is me, welcome to the Blue Oxygen Show. So I'm talking about salicylic acid here today. So it is strong, it's classified as a drug. I don't say that to be like, you know, be nervous to use it or anything like that. I like to tell you to be informed. So yes, it's chemical exfoliant. Chemical exfoliants are good for sensitive skin. They're gentle, and it's a drug under FDA, but it is great for sensitive skin. I would say if you are pregnant, ask your doctor if it's okay to use it. Every doctor says something different, but because I've seen mixed things about salicylic acid with pregnancy, so I just tell my clients, like, just if that's a concern for you, ask your doctor, can you use it topically? And then the highest amount of SPF you can get over the counter in a product is 2%. So drug and 2%. I'm trying to think of anything else I wanted to say about it being a drug under the FDA. I just think that's valuable information for those of you who are really looking into fixing your skin, because, and I'm going to go into a little bit of a side note with why this is valuable. So say you're on your skin routine. Everybody's on their skin routine, right? Like, you may not have any breakouts right now, so you're not as involved, but say you're going through something, whether it be melasma, acne, and that can be hormonal, whatever you're going through. And you need to change things up. Having this information in your back pocket is really good, because then you can go back and be like, okay, I need to focus on this, or why am I getting darkness on my skin and I've been exfoliating and do all this stuff? Well, are you using a strong enough sunscreen? So this is why I like to explain stuff like this. Hey, welcome to the Blue Oxygen Show. So the third thing about salicylic acid, so the first one is that it works inside the pore. The second one is that it is considered a drug under FDA law in the US. And then the third thing that is very important is that it does not kill bacteria. That is a myth, that salicylic acid will kill bacteria. It's a good way to advertise and promote, like, oh, salicylic will kill bacteria. It will bring down your acne, but it's not actually killing the bacteria. Benzoyl peroxide kills bacteria, and that is a drug under the FDA law as well. So if you have benzoyl peroxide in products, you will see, if the manufacturer does it correctly, you will see the drug facts on a label. Because, just a little side note, and I'm kind of geeking out here because I spent so much time doing this and researching it. Hey, I am Lavisha. I hope I said that right. Welcome to the Blue Oxygen Show. So with drug facts, you have to list the active ingredient. You have to do a warning. It's basically standard stuff. It has to be in this format. You list the most active ingredient, and then just because it's inactive ingredients, that doesn't mean they're not strong. It's just because it's considered a drug, you have to make it your active ingredient. And then for me, I put a sensitivity test on here for clients, because I do think that you should do a sensitivity test with a lot of products like this, but especially with salicylic acid, so you can see how your skin reacts. But this is the format of when you'll see a product with drug, cosmetic / drug. But yes, it does not kill bacteria. It pulls it out of the pore, but does not kill it. So you can use benzoyl peroxide with salicylic acid. You have to do it specifically. Everyone's different. I try not to say, like, as I've gone more in my career and like seen things happen and stuff, I have like blanket statements that are taught about ingredients and like waxing and stuff that I see. But right, everyone is different. So there was like, you couldn't use salicylic acid with retinol because some people, there's like, and I don't know much about the science, but there's something that makes it where you can't use both. But I've seen it work well with somebody using both. So, you know, it really just depends. So I try to give as much information on specific ingredients, and then as you go through your journey and see what works for you. It is like a two-way thing because every person is very different. Yes, so number 1 of salicylic acid is that it works inside the pore. Number 2, it is FDA drug. And number 3, it does not kill bacteria. It's very good for acne. You want to wear sunscreen if you're using it. I recommend using these 2 to 3 times a week, just blanket statement. But then, like, if you do a call with me or you're one of clients that see in person when I'm open, then we customize based off of what's going on. And that's it. So any questions about what we talked about today, drop them below. I'll answer them. I'll spend a few minutes answering them. And just a reminder, sorry. It's because when I start talking a lot, close. When I'm on Zoom meetings, this happens. Just a reminder that you can use the code SALI, SALI. And the reason we're using SALI is because I have a love story example tomorrow that I'm going to talk about on the show that will help you remember these 3 things about salicylic acid. It's kind of a fun way to remember. But use the code SALI to get 10% off the Blemish control treatment. I was going to bring it down. I may bring it down tomorrow if I remember. It's upstairs. But Blemish control treatment from SkinScript on 3bwaxing.com. That has salicylic acid in it as well. So if you just want something to spot treat, to get inside the pore, pull the bacteria, the debris, and everything out, and then, you know, just be done with it. It works really well using it back to back. In a 3-day period, really. And then if you're coupling it with doing this one of those days, you're going to see that hair come out or that bump go down and stuff like that. It's definitely something you want in your skincare toolkit. I'm now going to start using that saying because I think that everyone winds up having a toolkit because you are going to need something for something different. Like I say, you need to have 2 cleansers at the minimum, a really strong one and then a medium one. But then as you grow and learn about your skin, you're going to have different things in your cabinet to pull from and know based off of what's going on with your skin. So she said, can you use this for your acne on your back? Absolutely. So for back acne you can actually, I have seen with working with my clients that they can use the pads more often on their back than on their face. And I believe because the back skin is thicker and because it's not being exposed to the sun like the face is, so it's less room for irritation. Also getting a salicylic body wash it will be really good as well. Like you can use that wash with the back scrubber or whatever you use to wash your back. That goes very well with it. And then one thing that I started doing with my clients, and when I open back up, I'm going to continue to do it. I have a client in mind. We were working together and we were making really good progress, is doing chemical peels. So that's what you do at home. Then if you're interested in doing something in the salon with someone, with like an esthetician or something, chemical peels on the back are beautiful. I got one done, was it last year or the year before? And then I started doing them on my client, like consistent chemical peels. And I use salicylic, I use lactic, I use a lot of mixes of things because I love to mix and match based off of ingredients, of course. And it worked really well. And the thing about back knee and chest acne, because I have experienced that as well, is that it does take time. But if you're consistent with it, it will go down. It really does go down. So I know that was a little more than you had asked, but or an answer more than what you had asked. But those of you who had the same question or were interested, I wanted to express that. So yeah, good question. So welcome to those who joined. I will be on tomorrow, and I will be talking about the love story between Sally and Oliver. And this is the love story to help you remember the 3 things about salicylic acid. It's something I came up with because I like to remember things through stories and stuff that's funny or like clever. That's how I got through esthetician school, is me and this girl would do raps and all this stuff. Like we did raps, we did puzzles, we did it all. She said, do you have classes in New York? No, I do not, but I do them online. So if you are an esthetician, I can do online. It's just under Pick My Brain calls, and we can do it like over Zoom. And it's all custom. So you can get a model. I can get a model over Zoom, and we can go through step by step what to do. And then if you are not an esthetician and you just want to do it specifically to you and not to like a whole bunch of clients and talk about different skin types and stuff like that, then you would do a skin consultation call regularly, and we work together to clear it up. So depending on what you are looking for, then that is how I could go about teaching you. Hey, Roxana, welcome back to the 3B Waxing Show. Hello, Mystery Doll 017. Welcome back to the 3B Waxing Show. Actually, I don't know if I'm talking about. Hey, how do I say that? Cassis Aesthetics. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. So for those of you just joined, I talked about salicylic acid today. Went into the 3 properties that I want you to know about salicylic acid, whether you're an esthetician or not, because I talk to most everyone. It's important to know it anyways. And then so as you are building your skin, for those of you building your skin routine and working on acne, you know why you're getting salicylic acid and what to look for, and then how to use it. Because if you're thinking that you are putting salicylic acid on to kill bacteria, and you're like, I'm not understanding why like my acne is spreading, then you need to, like, this stuff will help. It may be on your end because I know for a fact that I Am Quiche could hear me earlier. So it might be on your end, or it might have been muffled. But I will leave this up, and use code SALE if you want to get the blemish control treatment that has salicylic acid in there. Have a blessed Thursday, and I will see you. Hey, Mindy, I will see you tomorrow.